Sorry, Hollyoaks people. It's not time for another Hollyoaks video. It's not time for a Hollyoaks weekly roundup. It is time for a Coronation Street video. And today we're going to be talking about who killed Joel. It's kind of been the main thing, as when it was teased that Joel was going to die, everybody's like, oh, what the fuck? Another fucking abuser getting off scot-free. It was a fake out. It was a big important fake out. And then gradually it was revealed that they're now going to do a whodunit. Who is Joel Deering? I did a video last time where I predicted that Joel was the one who killed Lauren. Obviously, Lauren is alive and Joel did not kill her, but he did kidnap her and was abusing her for a while. It's one of those very odd things, but it's a very... Look, Coronation Street's not in the best place, let's be honest. It's not been great. So this is what they thought was like the really cool gripping storyline. And to some people, maybe, but to a lot of people, this one has been miss after miss after miss. It's just been really odd. So, yeah, Joel was abusing Lauren, and he forced her to leave, which caused Roy to go behind bars. And then through time, Joel was revealed as opposed to this really nice lawyer he was expected to have been. He was this abusive, manipulating, downtrodden, and young girls. So, came out, his life was ruined, he became enemies with everybody he knew, and everybody had a vendetta to pick with him. So, now I'm going to go through obviously I'm going to go through all the suspects as to who was involved and who's likely to have killed Joel. Then I'm going to go through my theory as to who actually killed him overall. So, and I'll just use the picture that they put out. Just remember that Max and Lauren are involved, and I'm going to forget about them, so I'm going to use Max and Lauren here. Max and Lauren seemingly have implied that they hid a heavy trunk in a car. I'm not fully caught up, so I don't know it specifically. But, there was a suitcase seemingly of missing evidence. Max and Lauren concealed it and put it in the back of a car. This could be evidence of a crowbar, for example. It was suspected that Max had come forward to suggest he hit Joel over his head with a rock in self-defense. Those two are paired up, and they've kind of been paired together. Finally, in the end, as they are now working hard to, both stay together, be happy, and conceal what happened to Joel. Do I think they killed him? I don't think so. Next up, we have Mason. Mason was found with a crowbar and is a dodgy past. I wouldn't be surprised if he did also try to attack Joel, because he has an on and off again kind of relationship with Betsy Swain. So perhaps it's more likely than not that he was involved. Do I think he killed him? I don't think so. Ronnie and Ed Bailey, two are protective of Dee Dee. Dee Dee, who was set to marry Joel, was set to have her dream wedding, was set to finally tie the knot and get together. It was her happy ending. So them being angry and furious and then realizing the extent of what Joel did means they are high on the suspect list. Lisa Swain, the detective investigating the case, had a very big vendetta for Joel, hated him for abusing young women. And, with the addition that Joel had gotten Betsy involved in this, now she has even more of a vendetta to do. And she knows that Carla, who she's kind of close with, but not entirely yet, had a big issue with him. There is a high chance she had bruises on her back. How would she have bruises on her back? Well, maybe it was because of the crime. She's been taken off the case because people feel like she's too personally involved. Carla is not as involved, but has kind of been noted. She made an excuse saying she needed to check all the lights are off in the factory, but was gone for a long time. The night that Joel went missing. Did she try to lash out? She's been abused by manipulative men in the past. Did she try and send him a message? Equally important. Next, you have Kit Green, the other detective. He took his red car off the list of suspects And overall, he's just kind of proven to be a bit of a weird character, where he's both in on it, like he is covering his own tracks a lot, and also he's just generally been a bit seedy. He's not really the most trustworthy detective, and it does feel like he's using his position of power to kind of manipulate things. Like when he planted evidence on Nathan Curtis, it feels like there's a high chance he could be someone who is just covering his own tracks. And finally, Dee Bailey, the ex-fiancée of Joel and the person who has confessed to killing him. She admits that she hit him over the head with a crowbar, and she then took it back home, washed off the blood, and has been lying to everyone, lying to the police, and lying overall. So fundamentally, those are the suspects. They've all kind of taken place in little flashbacks. It's usually at the end of the episode where you get like you get a little flashback, and then it kind of, I don't know, it's dramatic in a way where it's like, oh, they're doing something, and they zone out, and then here's what they were doing on the night. Lisa was released on prison, and yeah, they realized that Max and Lauren had hid Joel's briefcase. Max and Lauren were held up in Joel's old flat. They then figured out that they needed to run away and go abroad with Frankie. And then Max disappeared, and he claimed, sorry, I'm just reading this. This is very up to date. He said he hit Joel with a rock in self-defense and panic, pushed his dead body into the river before escaping with his suitcase. It feels like a red herring, you know? Like, in this case, it's usually the kind of, well, usually in soap, it's the boyfriend who's like, oh, I'll do this for you because I can handle it better, blah, blah, blah. So, do I think that Max killed Joel? I'm going to say and I don't think Dee killed Joel. But I will say, I'm going to subscribe to the theory that everybody else has been having fundamentally online. I think I've heard a lot of people suggest that not just one person killed Joel. I think they all had their scuffles with Joel, and through all of his injuries, at the end of the night, he succumbed to his injuries. Like, you know, if fucking Max hit him on the head with a stone, if Dee hit him with a crowbar, if Mason was involved, if Lisa chased after him. Like, what's to say at the end of the night, he kind of gets into his car and is just completely dead. Now, I'm not sure if that's where they're going to go with it, but I don't know. There's just been a whole spree of whodunits that I don't necessarily think have been impactful. You have the 6 whodunit, which was great, and they set it up differently from all, but you had the Who Killed Stephen. In Hollyoaks, you had Who Killed Rain. You had Who Is Blue. There's been a lot of whodunits lately, and I think it's time with this one that they try to reinvent the formula a little bit, in order to kind of, they reinvent the wheel a little bit to try and make it different. Or if I had to go for red herring, because there usually is a red herring, like when the gloved hand killer was revealed in Hollyoaks, they never actually featured the person who is the gloved hand killer. So as a red herring, I'll suggest probably Betsy. I think there's a high chance Betsy kills Joel. And obviously Lisa wants to protect, and Carla will protect. And I think, honestly, it's probably the best shot, if I had to say so. So, final answers, I will suggest it was either everybody who killed Joel, they all, like, his injuries just were too strong and he died for it, or Betsy killed Joel, and it's just, or even the girl who, I think it's Ellie, the girl who he was seeing. If they want someone they can just brush aside, could be Ellie, who he was abusing and manipulated and was like the witness who they found. I think it could easily be Ellie or Betsy if we're going for the red herring, unexpected, not really seen as a major player. I believe this is all getting revealed on Friday at 8 p.m. Usually there's been they've taken the EastEnders approach where they release it early in the mornings. But as when EastEnders did have a particularly big episode, they will not be releasing it early. And the Who Killed Joel will be revealed at 8 p.m. on Friday. And there's also going to be a live special airing afterwards saying Coronation Street Live killer on the cobbles. And I'm not saying they think it's their 6. They think this is their fucking 6. And it's not even anywhere remotely near the level of the 6 at all in any variety. So, yeah. It's an interesting one. It's an interesting one. But yeah, so once again, finally, it is, I believe Betsy probably killed Joel if it's a red herring. I honestly don't think it's going to be any of the actual suspects, or it's going to be all of them. They all had their scuffles with him and he died and succumbed to the injuries. Or alternatively, Ellie, who was the girl he was abusing, and maybe they team up. You know, maybe Lauren, Betsy, and Ellie all team up and whack him in. I don't know. I should do a video after the news comes out. Maybe I'll record my reaction to the episode and then I'll edit it down like we normally do for the Hollyoaks. But yeah, there we are. So who killed Joel? Tell me who you think did in the comment section down below. I've been Ash from Watching Walford. Hopefully you'll join me on Friday after I do my reactions, and then in the end I'll give a nice little summary and we can judge if this Joel storyline really was worth it. I am already leaning towards no, because I like a lot of things on Coronation Street. There's a lot of good in different areas, but as an overall package, it's just is falling a bit short, unfortunately. Like, there are other things that they could be doing that would be much better. Like, there's a lot of good stuff. I like the Carla and Lisa stuff. I like Betsy. I'm starting to enjoy Mason a little bit more. But there's a lot of shortcomings. And I don't want to be the Coronation Street hater, because I do and have genuinely loved the show in the past. But when it's had a bad couple of years, unfortunately, the love is kind of draining a little bit slowly but surely. And I keep hoping that eventually it'll be back to how it used to be and it'll get better and there's a new executive producer. But we'll just have to wait and see. But we are seeing that even with Emmerdale, a lot of characters are now currently being axed, and we'll likely see pretty similar in 2025 in soap. So as Kate Brooks is taking over Corey, I don't remember who's taking over Emmerdale, and obviously Ben Wadey will take over EastEnders in February. So it'll be an interesting time to see who leaves and who stays. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Bye bye.